there are SUVs, and then there's this. This is not a Prado. This is not a Range Rover. This is not even those sporty SUVs that have big wheels and pretend to be angry. This is a Lamborghini Urus. The car, even Lamborghini, called a super SUV. And honestly, even when you look at it, it has the space and the presence of an SUV and the attitude of a supercar. The kind of car, even when you're in traffic, everyone remembers they have a camera. This particular one comes in blue Urus with a bicolor black and white interior, 22-inch gloss black wheels, red brake calipers, carbon ceramic brakes, adaptive air suspension, dual touchscreens, Bang & Olufsen audio, panoramic roof, and hexagon leather seats. But the question is simple. Is a Lamborghini Urus just a flex, or is it one of the most complete performance SUVs ever made? Let's find out. The Lamborghini Urus is not trying to be subtle. Some SUVs are designed to be elegant, others are designed to be tough, and some just look like they're designed to be outside a boardroom. This one looks like it escaped from a superhero movie and then joined a private security convoy. From the front, you get this low, sharp, aggressive Lamborghini face. It does not have the traditional soft SUV look. Everything is angular, everything is cut, everything looks like it was designed by someone who had a ruler, a sword, and unresolved anger. The front bumper is massive. The air intake are serious. The bonnet lines are sharp. The LED lights have that Lamborghini signature, and the whole thing sits wide and low for an SUV. And that is the first thing that makes the Urus different. It's tall enough to be useful, but does not look visually heavy in the usual luxury SUV look. Now let's talk about the color. This is a blue Urus, and it works so well with this car. Most people usually go for black, grey, or white with this specific car. But I feel like blue works so well, and it gives the Urus personality without making it look childish. The design of the Urus is very interesting because Lamborghini had a hard job. They had to build an SUV without making it look like they'd given up. Because let's be honest, when a supercar company starts making SUVs, everyone has the same question. Is this still really a Lamborghini? And visually, the Urus answers that question very quickly. This is an SUV, yes, but it doesn't have that upright, boxy, family stand posture. It has performance stats. The 22-inch gloss black wheels helps a lot. They fill the arcs properly, they make the car look more aggressive, and behind them you get those huge carbon ceramic brakes with red calipers. And those brakes are not there for decoration. This car has a 650 horsepower and weighs over 2 tons. So when you build something this big that can move like a sports car, it also needs serious stopping power. And that is where the carbon ceramic brakes comes in. They're expensive, they look serious, and most importantly, they're designed to handle repeated hard braking without fading easily. So in Nairobi, you might not fully exploit them, but just knowing they're there makes it all the way better, because this car is not pretending. It has the performance to justify the hardware. From the rear, the Urus has one of its best angles. You get the slim taillights, the aggressive diffuser area, the quad exhaust, and that wide muscular stance. This is one of those cars, even if you don't really know cars, you can tell it's not normal. And that is important because cars like this are not bought purely with the brain. Nobody wakes up and says, I want a fuel-efficient, practical SUV, and then goes ahead and buys a Lamborghini Urus. No, you buy this because you want performance, flex, status, and daily usability in one package. And the rear captures that perfectly. It looks fast even when parked. That's as fast as your ex left you. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Underneath all this drama is a 4.0-liter twin turbocharged V8. It produces 650 horsepower and 850 newton meters of torque. That is a ridiculous amount of power for an SUV. To put that into normal language, this thing has enough power to embarrass many sports cars, and still enough to be able to carry your family's baggage, luggage, shopping, and possibly even your entire ego. The Urus does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.6 seconds. 3.6 seconds. For an SUV, that is a kind of acceleration that makes passengers stop talking mid-sentence. You know when someone is explaining something super confidently and then you slow it and then that sentence just disappears? That is Urus territory. But the thing that makes this car even more impressive is not just the power, it's how the power is delivered. Because this engine is twin turbocharged, you get huge torque from low down. You do not have to wait forever for the car to wake up. When you ask for power, it responds. And because it is paired with an 8-speed automatic ZF gearbox, the shifts are quick, smooth, and intelligent. This is not one of the gearboxes that constantly feels confused. It knows what the car is trying to do and does it. Comfort when you're cruising, aggression when you're pushing, and just smoothness when you're going around town. That is the beauty of this setup. The Urus sends power through an 8-speed automatic transmission to a permanent all-wheel drive system. And that is important because the 650 horsepower and the 850 newton meters of torque, rear-wheel drive alone would be entertaining, but also very expensive if things go wrong. The permanent AWD system helps the Urus put its power down properly. It gives the car grip, it gives the car confidence, and it gives the driver the feeling that even if this car is extremely powerful, it's not trying to kill you every 2 seconds. That is what makes modern SUVs super impressive. They're violently fast, but they have enough technology under the hood to make that speed usable. And in Kenya, where roads can turn from smooth tarmac to dust to uneven surfaces to potholes, yes, I am looking at you, Kitengela. The all-wheel drive system is not just for performance, it is useful. Now, Lamborghini gives the Urus something called Anima. That is a driving mode system, and it changes how the car behaves depending on where you are and what kind of mood you're in. And this is a car you can get several modes. So Strada is a daily comfort mode. This is the mode you use when you're driving normally. Maybe you're going through Westlands traffic, heading to a meeting, picking someone from school, or just trying to behave like a responsible adult. In Strada, the suspension is more comfortable, the gearbox is smoother, the throttle is less aggressive, and the car becomes easier to live with. And then there's Sport. Sport is where the Urus starts reminding you that this is not a normal SUV. The throttle sharpens, the exhaust becomes more vocal, the gearbox holds gears longer, and the car starts feeling more alive. This is probably the mode most owners will enjoy the most on a nice open road. Not too extreme, not too relaxed, just enough drama. And then there's Corsa. Corsa is track mode. This is the one for maximum attack. Everything becomes sharper, the car becomes more aggressive, more responsive, and more serious. Now let's be real, most people are not taking their Urus to a racetrack every weekend. But the fact that this car has a proper track mode tells you what Lamborghini was aiming for. They did not just want to build a luxury SUV, they wanted to build an SUV that could carry Lamborghini DNA. You also get more terrain-focused modes. Sabia is for sand. That is useful if you're driving in sandy areas, beach roads, or loose surfaces where traction can be tricky. We have Terra for off-road. Now, nobody is saying you should take your Lamborghini Urus and start chasing Land Cruisers in bush trails. You should absolutely not do that, unless your bank account has no feelings. But Terra means the car has real ability when the road gets rough. And then last but not least, we have Neve, which is for snow grip. In Kenya, snow is not exactly a daily problem, unless you have a very unusual day on Mount Kenya. But the idea is simple: slippery surface control. So the Urus is not just fast, it's adaptable. It can be calm, it can be dramatic, it can be angry, it can be comfortable. And when the surface changes, it has modes for that too. So one of the main reasons the Urus works as a daily SUV is the adaptive air suspension. And that is because performance SUVs have a serious problem. If you make them too stiff, they feel sporty but uncomfortable. If you make them too soft, they feel luxurious but heavy and lazy. The Urus tries to balance both. The air suspension allows the car to adjust depending on the drive mode and road condition. It can sit lower for performance and higher when you need more clearance. And in Kenya, that matters. Because even if you live in a nice area, you still have to deal with unmaintained roads and things like massive potholes. I'm looking at you, Kilimani. So yes, this is a Lamborghini. However, it is also an SUV that understands the real world better than low supercars. This is one of the reasons the Urus became such a big deal globally. It gives you the badge, the speed, the performance of a Lamborghini, but you can use it more often. Now, let's step inside the legend. And immediately, this interior reminds you that the Lamborghini did not want this to feel like a normal luxury SUV. This particular car has bicolor black and white interior, and it looks properly premium. The hexagon leather seats are a big part of the drama. They have that Lamborghini geometric design language, and they make the cabin feel special. So a lot of luxury SUVs feel comfortable but very predictable. You step inside and everything feels expensive but also very familiar. The Urus feels more theatrical. You get sharp angles, aircraft style controls, big screens, strong materials, and a driving position that makes you feel like you're piloting something serious. The center console is one of the coolest parts of the cabin. It has that fighter jet style cover, which is completely unnecessary but completely amazing. Because this is something Lamborghini completely understand. People don't buy Lamborghinis only for transportation, they buy it for the experience. Even starting this car feels like a whole event. The Urus comes with dual touchscreens. The top screen handles infotainment, navigation, media, and general vehicle functions. The lower screen handles climate controls and other comfort settings. Visually, it looks clean and modern. But let's be honest, touchscreens are beautiful when the car is parked, but they're not always that easy when you're on a bumpy road. Physical buttons are always easier for adjustments. So yes, the system looks more premium. Yes, the cabin gives a more modern feel. However, if you're a person who likes adjusting things without looking down, you may miss more of the physical controls. However, that said, Lamborghini has balanced it more than many brands because most of its performance controls still feel special and intentional. This cabin is not just a screen festival, it still has drama. This car also has Bang and Olufsen audio. And that matters because not every drive in Lamborghini Urus is going to be full attack mode. Sometimes you're just cruising, sometimes you're in traffic, sometimes you're carrying passengers, sometimes you don't want the exhaust to be the main soundtrack. That is where a good sound system makes sense. In a car like this, the audio experience should match the price of the car. You want clarity, you want depth, you want that clean premium sound. The Bang and Olufsen system helps gives the Urus that proper luxury SUV side. Because remember, this car has two jobs. It has to feel like a Lamborghini when you want drama, but it also has to feel like a luxury SUV when you want comfort. That dual personality is the whole point. The panoramic roof also makes the cabin feel more open. That is especially important because the Urus interior can feel very driver focused and aggressive. The design is sharp, the sitting position is commanding, and everything around you feels performance oriented. The panoramic roof brings in light, makes the cabin feel less enclosed, and with this black and white interior, it works very well. It gives the passengers a better experience as well, especially in the back. Because, yes, This is a Lamborghini, but people will actually sit in the back of this one. That alone makes it different from most Lamborghini products. So who is the Lamborghini Urus actually for? The Urus is for someone who has passed the point of need and entered the world of want. And that is not automatically a bad thing. Cars like this are an emotional purchase. You do not justify a Lamborghini Urus the same way you justify a Toyota Harrier. You justify it by saying, I want the madness, but I still want rear seats. And that is exactly what this car gives you. The Lamborghini Urus, the super SUV. So if you're interested in this particular Lamborghini Urus, you can contact on 0702 400 400 or come down to the dealership at Al Hussein Motors on Gong Road. Now also tell us down in the comments, would you take this Lamborghini Urus or a Mercedes AMG G63, a BMW XM, a Porsche Cayenne Turbo, or a Range Rover? Because this is not just a car debate, it's a personality test. That is it from us, guys. Overdrive Review Kenya. If you liked this video, like, share, subscribe, and make sure share to everyone who likes SUVs, because SUVs do not have to be boring. Until the next one, guys. Bye.